The House Finance Committee has launched the first parliamentary probe into that $900 million sole source contract awarded to the We charity. First up, the Minister of Youth being asked the tough questions.
Acknowledge that this process was not perfect, and we remain committed to providing the additional support to both students and not-for-profits.
The federal ethics watchdog now investigating both the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister for taking part in the cabinet vote to have We run the program, despite their ties to the organization. The Deputy Prime Minister today apologizing for the scandal.
I think all of us, everyone in our government, everyone in the cabinet, bears responsibility for this situation. And I'd like to say, speaking for myself, that I accept that responsibility and I very much regret what has happened. And I'd like to say to Canadians, I'm really sorry. We have so many huge issues facing our country. Clearly, our government made a mistake. And I want to say to people, we're going to learn from it.
For more on this, let's go to CTV's Rachel Aiello. She joins us now from Ottawa. Rachel, thanks for your time today. Look, what else did we hear from Bardish Chagger?
So what really stuck out to me today was her saying, I was not directed by the Prime Minister or Finance Minister Bill Morneau on this. Of course, those are the two members of cabinet that are now being under investigation from the Ethics Commissioner into their potential family conflicts in making the decision to go ahead with We Charity. So during her testimony today, which was the first testimony we've heard from any federal official on this, was that they weren't involved in directing her. She made the decision. And again, doubling down on the fact that this was a decision made on recommendation from the public service.
Okay, you mentioned the Finance Minister. He's now under investigation by the Ethics Commissioner as well.
That's right, Marilla. So we found out today that the Ethics Commissioner is going to be looking into him in addition to Trudeau. We already knew that there was a probe underway into Trudeau, the fact that his mom, brother, and wife have in the past been paid by We, and Trudeau did not recuse himself from the cabinet table when that decision to grant them this student volunteer program was made. And Morneau as well, two of his daughters have connections to the charity, and so the opposition had written to Dion, who now is going to be very busy, to look into his dealings and his involvement in this. So we're now awaiting two Dion reports on this whole affair.
You know, it's interesting because now we've had an apology already from the Finance Minister in a statement. We've had an apology from the Prime Minister recently, and now an apology from the Deputy Prime Minister as well.
Yeah, so she came out today and also said she was sorry. She said she regrets the way this has happened and that she's pledging to Canadians that we have learned a lesson. And I think it's worth noting this is the third time that the Prime Minister has been under investigation for ethics. So there is some question as to whether or not he has learned that lesson. Interesting as well, because some are calling for her to take over for Trudeau right now, saying he needs to step aside until this whole matter is sorted. So it's interesting to hear her say that the Prime Minister still has her full confidence, and she also regrets, as a member of the cabinet and around the table when the decision was made, that this has unfolded the way it did.